Hello everyone and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is Dr. Obsidia. Our colony's moving along fairly nicely right now. We're not that challenged for the most part. We're just kind of staying in our happy little zone. I think the next order of business that I would like to do is continue to expand our farm a little bit here. So we're going to go ahead and dig upwards. Get a ladder going up here. I'm going to dig out this section right in here. Eventually this will go all the way over, but for now this is being terraformed. And it's doing quite well, actually. Going to have to start thinking about expanding our water. Water supply, we could probably just either dig straight down here and or this is probably the best place right here. And if I would like, we could pump it into the existing zone too. These two water supplies are pretty close together though, and as this one fills up, of course, we're going to have a lot of polluted water that needs to be dumped somewhere. This may make a good place to put it. We've already started to dig it out. It's right next to it. So less pipes that we have to deal with. So that might be a little more convenient overall, I think. We're actually going to have to dig up a little higher if we want to use these farm tiles on the bottom. Go ahead and dig out this side too for the pole that's going to be put in eventually. Oh, I guess I could put the floor in right here. So this is kind of not necessary up here. Okay. We're still going to dig it out, but we don't need it as much. All right, so we're going to put the farm tiles in all along in here. So our research is complete. More automation. And as I said, we were just trying to finish off the tier 1 and 2. There's another one right here. I think it might be the last one to do. The early stuff, the research is pretty fast, so you don't have to worry too much. We will want to start some animal husbandry. There's a vacuum here that we will eventually tap into, and then that will pull air up into it. Because of the pressure difference. And you can see the pressure, it says the grams here. So you can see here, this is 3 kilograms of pressure there, I assume. Well, that's about how much the gas is that's there versus down here. So it's pushing it down, and you got here is very high pressure. If you look over here, it's very, very high. Down here is not as much. So of course, gas is going to be moving to where it naturally would want to sit, but it's also going to be pressured to move. Now, the other problem we have down here is carbon dioxide. This is slowly filling up with carbon dioxide and pushing up our natural gas. So that's not necessarily a good thing. I think we're going to have somebody do something about that down here. We can pump out that natural or that carbon dioxide and put it somewhere else. We've got our little CO2 pit right here, which might be useful to drop it in here too. It's just something to consider. We could also just pump out the oxygen or the natural gas and put it somewhere temporarily, seal it off into something. Since we can draw gas in. I think even digging over here, well, we're going to eventually fill this up with polluted water, and it's the natural gas is starting to settle in here. I have to kind of decide. There's quite a bit of it in here, actually. It's not too bad, actually. It's mix between natural gas and polluted oxygen. It's probably the polluted water's putting out a little bit of natural gas, maybe. I don't see that it's doing that. Finishing up our little farm here. We're just going to put more mealwood in there. Although, some bristle blossom might not be a bad idea, but that would be over here again. I wouldn't want to move it too far away, because then you run wire everywhere and you waste a lot of copper. So, for at least the first part, we're putting mealwood. Alright. Electrolyzer, rusty oxidizer. And our research is pretty much concluded. So now we need to look if we want to do ranching. We have some advanced power regulation here, but we're not really doing much power right now. We can do the hatches and get more coal out of them. There's some sanitation options here with lavatories, the mesh tile and a sink, which is better, but we don't really have the water for that just yet. Oh, that is rank 2. Let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I thought that was rank 3. So if we would like to mess with the gases, let's see. Yeah, we can actually fill canisters with natural gas if we would like to pump the natural gas somewhere. What we do is just pump in gas, and then we would sieve out. Let's see, we'd pump in gas through the gas pump, and then our goal would be to sieve the gas out. Let's see if I can find a sieve here. Yeah, the filtration here. We'd be sieving and sieving out the natural gas, pumping it into a second pipe, and then we would maybe fill it up with gas and then allow it to be manually transported. And then we could probably use it for power or something. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played. So let's see, crude here, natural gas converts natural gas to electric power. Then we could run our fossil fuels here. Of course, it produces carbon dioxide and polluted water. And the polluted water we haven't been able to deal with, but we're kind of dealing with CO2 in a minor way, I guess you could say. So that is an option that I think we're going to pursue to get some of that natural gas. There's quite a bit of natural gas floating around in here, you can see down in this level here. I'm not sure what's producing it or if it's just settling here naturally. I know that polluted water makes polluted oxygen. We can see that bubbling up here occasionally. We could also pump that CO2 out and put it into a room with a bunch of carbon dioxide, and then we could pump out the gases from there, such as oxygen, and put it back into the colony too. So we could have a room that's pretty much dedicated to just scrubbing scrubbing the air of the CO2. So our colony's doing okay with the food. Pickled meal is basically what we're mostly cooking right now. So we're going to expand our food source quite a bit, but also probably get some animal husbandry going on here. And I think it's going to go on up here in the, because this temperature is still pretty good right here. This is where we kind of want it to be. As we get up higher, it might be a little bit inconvenient for them. Could actually tap this oxygen source if we wanted to and bring it out, since the slime mold doesn't really move slime lung unless we touch it, I guess. Why they haven't dug this out yet. Natural gas is not very high concentration, about 1 kilogram. It's there, it's just not, that much. got our lavatories, sinks, mesh tiles. All right. Let's see. Anything we can do to help us out right away? These are pathogen warning systems. If you have something that goes through there, I guess it's a sensor. Detects people in trouble. Okay, so the ore scrubber will remove germs from raw ore. We don't really have salt, so that's not a big deal. Refined slime into algae might be good. This is where we empty the gas canisters, emptied back into the world once we get the canisters. Water sieve, it says produces clean water from polluted water using sand. This is one thing we do need eventually, and we can start working on the slime. I think we want to get the hazard suit so that we can start dealing with those slimes, and then we refine them into algae. So let's go ahead and do this one next. I think it's kind of down the road, but we're just kind of doing the research because we can. Open this up a little bit more. It took it through the door. Okay, meal lice and put it on the grill. Okay, that works too. We gained a skill point, and that is Gossman. Gossman's our carry. Okay, so Gossman can get the exosuit training and be able to wear the exosuits when we get them eventually. Let's go ahead and take that, even though it's a little bit ahead of where we're at. The athletics just makes her run faster, so that's always a good thing. There are quite a few plants over here. See, there's thimbleweed that we could maybe try to get. I don't know what's over here. I'm kind of interested in that locked door there. There was some plants. Where was it? We could just barely see somewhere here. And to get over there is not too bad. We can just kind of drive over that direction and get these. Pincha Peppa plant. It likes growing in a little bit higher temperatures, body temperature zone. So we might have to grow it a little bit further out. As we can see our temperature overlay. Right now we're at temperate, and it would need to be a little bit of the hotter zone, which is where it's growing here. We could drive over and eventually do that, but we're going to have to clear out some slime mold. We would like to do that, so... Anyway, we do want some oxygen to move through this area some, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig this out right now. Oh, battery's dead. Cycle 20. He just threw that cup on the ground. You see that? We're supposed to be recycling and stuff, and he just took a paper cup, threw it on the ground. He's pretty unhappy about being locked down there, I think. For our next duplicate, I would like probably somebody who can operate machines well. That's my ideal duplicate right now, because we need somebody running on this generator quite a bit. This oxygen is pretty well breathable right in here. I think we're probably good to harvest some of this and start mining a little bit in this zone, and we can probably tear apart this algae right here. We'll deconstruct it. And let's dig out. Here's some coal, so we'll be happy to dig that out. Basically, we're going to want to dig enough that we don't have to break into that one area there. So kind of all of this is going to be dug out. I'm just marking it off. I don't need to dig all down through this indigenous rock here. So we're going to just take this off layer by layer once he's done up here. Gonna make a lot of space, and a lot of our oxygen is gonna flow that direction, but that's okay. We've got some diffusers that are probably maxed out right now. Yeah, they're saying that they're maxed out, so it'll push oxygen over here, and that's okay. Plus some of the CO2 is gonna fall over here as well, and that'll be fine. Okay, so now we can just start stripping layers off of all this here. And of course we're going to need to drop our ladder all the way down to the bottom so they can get up and out. This CO2 is getting managed pretty well up here. Got a gap right here that we've just kind of like been ignoring, but one thing we can do now is we can drop a mesh tile which allows liquid to flow through it, which is what we're doing, is just dropping liquid right through there, and that'll allow them just to run across that and speed them up ever so slightly. Let's hope we get a good duplicate this time. Our water's just about gone. Actually, this is just a mining operation, so I don't really need the priority that high. So we're going to go ahead and set it at 3 so that the miners don't have to worry about it too much yet. We got other stuff that they need to be doing, and this is just to get the copper and some other stuff worked out there. He climbed up the pole. I didn't realize they could shimmy up the pole. Somebody's gonna have to go down in here and mine this out so that it's this water's freed up here. I don't know if anybody can actually get over there. We could dig down to it like this. That would allow the water to flow back down here, because I think it's no longer able to reach. Very close to not reaching. Okay, here's our next duplicant, or... Alright. We still getting the same kind of thing. Oh, we have somebody with medicine here, but we would like a doctor. Athletics is good, medicine is good, science is okay. Increased from mood from food, increased decor morale bonus. Cannot decorate though, just enjoys watching it. Cannot do cooking errands. Alright, that's okay. Yeah, we'll take Frankie here. These things, pip eggs, I don't really need those. So we're going to have our little resident doctor now, because we may be dealing with some stuff eventually here. So we want to get doctor going, just in case. And we need to make a doctor's room somewhere around here. I think we could probably go above the bathroom and build it up in here. Let's check our priorities under our new person here. He is going to be doctoring for sure, and researching if he has some opportunity. And then just whatever else he wants to do is fine. We need to make a bed for him as well. But this is getting to be a pretty big zone for beds too. Alright, research. I think we're going to drive towards the exosuit. Don't really need the exosuit. I mean, it's just a safety kind of precaution. If you want to see, whoops, let's see. Yeah, I can't select it, but we'll see it eventually. Frankie's doing good work now. He's over here working away. Oh, we're out of water. The water's, yeah, out here. Alright, so we're going to have to immediately fix that. So we're going to drop our ladder down. And we're going to copy this because we're going to start pumping it here. Let's turn it. I think O turns it, wasn't it? I remember how to rotate. Actually, we want it to be over here so you can drop all the way down.